Hi, it's Theresa from Theresa Holistic Tarot, and this is the monthly reading for March 2022 for Pisces. So I'm sorry you're last again, Pisces. Okay, but not my fault. Blame the astrological people. Okay. So angel spirits, guys, can we please have some cards for Pisces for 2022? Cards for Pisces, please. Cards for Pisces, please. 2022. For March 2022. March 2022. Okay. So angel spirits, guys, cards for March. So the first card up is contract. Oh, that came out once tonight already. And cornucopia, super. That came out before. And attachment. Right. So contract is legal or official. An agreement, it can be verbal, but it's about moving on and deciding to do something. Cornucopia is the abundance of abundance. So something very much coming right for you this March, which is super. Attachment. It's a bit of a grey looking card. It can often be a negative attachment. It can be when, and we'll see what it says, but it can be when people are maybe stuck in the past. They're not letting the past go. They're stuck in an old hurt, an old wound. They're stuck thinking about somebody that they were once in love with. Attachment can also be when we are attached to a behavior. So it can sometimes show when there's stress or trigger situations and people are using maladaptive coping mechanisms, which can be eating too much, drinking too much, taking drugs, having too much sex with strangers, shopping too much, but you don't do whatever. It could be a maladaptive behavior, and let's see what the cards say. So that's not really for me to dig. I'm just pointing it out that it's a general reading. It doesn't mean it's going to fit for everybody. But if you yourself know that you're overdoing something, then it's entirely up to you. Right. So can we have some cards, please, Spirit, for contract? So 3 cards for contract. We've got Justice. Whoa, that sounds quite official now. We have the 5 of Swords. And we have the Lovers. So cornucopia. We have the Knight of Swords. The World. And we have the 3 of, that can be your attachment, the 3 of Swords, and we have the 8 of Swords, Strength, and the 10 of Wands. Right, so I'm going to start with the first, the middle, then the last card. As I think I've explained before, these 3 cards can influence, because of their position, they can have some influence on the other cards. So let's start. So Justice. Now, isn't that interesting? Look, both of them have got scales. Both of them holding weighing scales. So this is about bringing balance back into your life somewhere. Now, justice itself is a process. It represents the truth coming out. It represents something that may have been wrong in the past being put right. Contract as well is about agreeing with somebody. So this is about agreeing, especially with this card. I'm getting sidetracked now, so I'll come back to it. I'll come back to that. So the World. This is about energetically moving into a different cycle, a different time, and you'll be able to look back on this and think, oh, do you remember I started that's when I finished that, or that's when I did this, or whatever. But this is a card of huge potential. It's come out under cornucopia. So this is a card saying there is massive abundance for you to achieve coming in. The potential is there. Whether you choose to manifest it or whether you're able to manifest it is really down to you. So I would be saying to you, are you really clear on what it is you want? Because you cannot afford to give out mixed messages, because if you give out mixed messages, you'll get mixed results. And there's a bit of clinging going on here somewhere. So be aware of that. And I'm just pointing that out now. Okay, the end card here is the 10 of Wands. Now the Ten of Wands, all tens are finality in a way, but this is when something that's been undertaken can become just too much to bear, and it's an ending, and it can very much be the ending of an attachment. So the attachment can be when you feel obliged to do something, and it may have gone on for a while, and you may have decided to give a relationship your best shot, and you're hoping against hope that it's all going to turn out right, and you're realizing somewhere along the line it's never going to change. It's always going to be this way, and reaching a point of, I need to do what's right for me. I need to put this burden down. Now, I'm going to stress the fact that something has become a burden. Now, that was going to be different things for different people. This is a general reading. So, wands are often to do with our career, our jobs, but they're also about our dreams, our goals in life. So you may decide that you need to let something go. And it can be a dream. It can be a dream that you've had a long time. And this card would be saying, but you need to let it go to allow other stuff to come in. And so I'm not particularly sad about that. I don't feel, I'm not picking up a negative energy. I'm actually picking up awareness that somebody will think, you know what, that was a bit of a pipe dream, me wanting to live in Timbuktu. I'm just going to now focus on, because you've got look at these fantastic cards. You've got Cornucopia and the World. So this is the biggest travel card in the world as well. You know, but it may be about realizing that something was a bit of a pipe dream, and that there's other fish for you to fry. There's other potential, so you are definitely letting an attachment go. What that attachment is, different strokes for different folks. It's entirely up to you. Now, I'm going to go back to Justice again, as I said. So Justice was followed by the Five of Swords. Now, the Five of Swords is a conflict card. We have the Five of Wands as well, but this is a more serious one. So it can actually be then, I now have to go through the courts to seek justice. So we have here what can be then become either a legal situation or an official situation, and getting and having to go through a process before you can actually get what you deserve or what is right for you. Okay, now as I say, it's a process, and it's about the truth coming out. So the truth will come out about a conflict, and you let me make no bones about this, you're the winner here. This is a card of winners and losers. You're the winner here. It's all going to come out in your favour. Justice is upright. You've won this battle. How far do you want to take it? Because this can be when right now you might feel you've got no other recourse than to go make something official or make something legal. And that's fine. You can actually get that ball rolling if you so wish. But then you will realise at some point it's in your favour. You have won. How far do you want to take it? Because this can now be when you vanquish someone and you see them off. So you may stand to win the material side of something, but this can say you may lose a friend over it. And again, that decision is completely and utterly down to you. Now, down here at the bottom, we have the Lovers. Now, the Lovers, if you're not in a relationship, is always a very exciting card to get. And even if you are in a relationship, it can still be exciting, because it is a card of excitement and high passion and drama and lots of sexual attraction. It's it's very exciting indeed. Now, so with this, I now feel that with Cornucopia and the World, that if you are already in a relationship, that it's going to move into a new time, a new era, a new cycle, and it still is excitement here. I'm not feeling family or children, I'm feeling travel. So there may be talk of moving, and there may be talk of moving overseas, there may be talk of doing something really, really not powerful, I'm trying to think, really, you know, that will put your life on track, that will be big in your life, and you'll be able to look back and landmark that, which that was when we did this, that, or the other. If you're not in a relationship, it's saying that there's potential for a relationship to come in, if you let it, because it's come out with the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords is the wounded heart. This can indicate the past, again, attachment, maybe possibly to the past, and being hurt, being betrayed, being disappointed, being let down. And it hurts. Of course it hurts. And this would be saying, if you can get past this, because again, I cannot ignore attachment because it was straight after. So this would be the next one after. This is a card of then assessing. Are you able to let go of something? Are you able to let go of the hurt? Are you able to let go of the past? Because only if you're able to let go of it can you materialize, manifest the energy of the Lovers. It's also a card of, it's also about deliberating about the reality if you are already in a relationship. You may feel let down, you may feel disappointed, you may feel, I don't even know if I can trust this person. Was this person flirting last night? Was this person, is it true what that person told me about, you know? So, because it's coming out into conflict as well. So you may even be in a relationship and be unsure. And again, this is about you having to dig deep, because the potential of moving on is fabulous, with huge potential, huge opportunity, huge growth, huge development. But you need to let something go. You need to let something that's disappointed you or hurt you. So, but it's all about communication. Very much about communication here because of these swords. So the Eight of Swords is, swords are our thoughts. They're our words. They're what we use to communicate with others. Now, this particular card is about feeling stuck, feeling restricted, feeling tied down, feeling held back, feeling like I'm not getting on. And again, that it can be a negative attachment. I'm telling myself something that's holding me back. Now, the Eight of Swords can be about being stuck in an unhealthy relationship. It can also be an abusive relationship. It can be mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually abusive. I've got to say that. But I would be saying to you, you may feel trapped. You may feel you cannot get out, but you can. There are ways. And you're not as trapped as you think you are. A lot of this is about what you're telling yourself. And the thoughts would be around the I can't. Oh no, I can't. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't, I've got the kids to consider. I've got mum and dad to consider. I can't. That is a negative attachment. Now, this attachment card, as I say, can really mean, it's a general reading, can mean so much. But I always say to people, pay attention to what you're thinking, especially in regards to a situation. So if you're in a situation, what are you telling yourself? Because you're communicating here, but you're communicating with yourself first and foremost. What are you telling yourself? And really pay attention to when you say, I can't, I won't, I couldn't, I shouldn't, those type of words. Then I would say to you, is what you're telling yourself, is it supportive of you in the here and now? And if the answer is no, then you've got to challenge it. And here we have strength. Now, strength isn't just about being strong, although it is, but this lion here, she's got her hand on there, she's patting him, she's tamed this lion. This is a card about taming the beast, the internal beast. And that internal beast is about what's going on inside us, what we're thinking, what we're telling ourselves, and what is holding us back. What can we identify in ourselves, our strengths and our weaknesses? So there's a bit of digging deep for you here this month, Pisces, which might not be what you want to hear, but it's in your cards. But the outcomes are so good. You've got cornucopia and you've got the world. You've got the Lovers. You've got Justice. So you've got new beginnings. You've got stuff coming in. And this is huge. What could slow it down? What could prevent it happening? Your thoughts. And that is attachment. Negative attachment can be what we are telling ourselves. But I'm attached to that way of thinking because it's familiar, because I've always done it. It's very CBT, this negative attachment thing. And I would be saying to you, thinking is a learned practice. You've learned to think in a certain way. And beliefs are only thoughts that we have over and over and over again until they become so entrenched in us we believe them. So there's something here about you digging deep, taming the internal beast, and accepting that something's got to come to an end. So when I see it with attachment, something will come to an end, but you need to do some work on yourself first and decide what it is. Is it the end of what you're telling yourself that's not supporting you? Or is it the end of a relationship or a job? This is entirely up to you to work out, because this is too general. But they're saying very much that for Pisces, you need to do some work in yourself. Now we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is very much, it really is an air energy. So the Knight of Swords would probably be Aquarius, what am I saying that for? Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. So somebody of that, that zodiac sign might be saying to you, come on, let's do it. What are you waiting for? You're not stuck. Come on, take action. So you might find yourself getting pushed to take action by somebody else. Now, they're not gender specific. It can be male or female. So don't be thinking it's a male, because it's not necessarily. But somebody is getting exasperated, frustrated. They're not communicating themselves well to you. And they may be showing that they're exasperated because they're pushing you. And that can be frustrating as well. Because where they can see that you're not stuck and you believe you are stuck, they're losing patience, if that makes sense. So please be aware that you may feel up against it in a relationship in particular, but in whatever situation you're in, it doesn't have to be how you're thinking. You need to examine your thoughts, establish what it is you're telling yourself, because you're actually now having the opportunity to move into a fantastic cycle of great abundance. Now, the abundance is different things for different people, but as a general rule of thumb, it's health, wealth, happiness. So what is it you'd like to manifest? And really get clear what it is you need. Now, the relationship is showing here for some of you. It doesn't feel linked to that. So I'm not even linking those two. But be aware what is driving you, because you don't want to jump out the fire and into the frying pan into the fire with straight away. So interesting cards, I think, very much for you this week, Pisces, this month. So let's have, so bear in mind, you're going to be official or legal potential process where you will agree a way forward with something after some conflict. Cornucopia, abundance of abundance, so you've got a good time coming in. The World is very much that travel card, that opportunity, that the world is my oyster. So when I'm saying to you about cornucopia and manifestation, think big. Don't do it down. You've had enough of that, telling yourself you've got to put up with something. So angel spirits, guys, can we have an enchanted map card, please, for Pisces? Ride the wave. So you've got change coming in. So it's a 14, so it's a 5. And it's saying very much about, now you've got the strength, you've endured, you can cope. So you may have, until you reach the point in the future where the world is your oyster, ride the wave. So ride the emotional ups and downs that your decision making and your digging deep is going to bring you, but you will get there. So angel spirits, guys, can we have a soul card for Pisces, please? What do Pisces need to think about or be aware of at a soul level? Patience. Well, you've got strength, so you've had patience. You've had to put up with something. You've endured. I accept that everything happens in divine order. You've got some cracking cards here. You may have had to wait. You may have felt stuck. You may have felt challenged. You may have felt up against it. But you need to know that something is coming to an end. And when there's an ending, there's always the new beginning, because it's making space. So the ending is coming under attachment. Be very aware of that. So you may need to decide what it is that can be slowing down your manifestation and get a handle on it. So whether it's staying in a relationship that's not making you happy, staying in a friendship that's not fulfilling you because the person's too needy, too energy sucking, and you may have endured something, but it's time to let something go. Now be aware that if you're already in a relationship, you may need to get over something, a little bit of disappointment, because you're still moving into potential. It's up to you. And if you're not in a relationship, it's looking good. It's really looking good. It's time to let the past go, to let hurt go, and you will achieve something. So there's something major coming in for you on the way. So I'm hoping that in March you see the germ of it beginning, because this is big, these two. This is really big. And be aware of that that Aquarian, Libra, Gemini energy that's pushing you. Just, I would be saying to you, take your time. Don't rush in at somebody else's pace. You've waited long enough. You can maybe hang on a little bit longer. It's got to be about timing. And it's saying here patience. So I hope that makes sense to you, Pisces. If you get any questions, let me know. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.